this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for Tuesday the 29th. And today we have a couple energies to talk about. For one, the moon moves into Taurus at about 12 today. That is Pacific time. So I'm going to start calling the moon your emotional barometer, because I think if you are a person that is tuning into my readings, then you are very deeply intuitive, and so using your emotional barometer, the moon, to guide you in the direction of your thoughts is definitely a good way to utilize energy. So the moon is in charge of our emotions in astrology, for those of you that don't know. And our intuition comes, I think, from our emotional levels, right? It's our emotional barometer. And today, where your emotional barometer is pointing you toward is Taurus energy. And Taurus energy is very earthly energy, earthbound energy. And so it's looking at the things that we tangibly want and desire. It's also looking at how we value what we have, or how we value what we want to have, or how we value others, or how others value us. So it's a really big energy source to talk about. For us today, that energy source is going to be quincunxing Saturn in Sagittarius and quincunxing the North Node. So our emotional barometer, I think what's happening is some of us may be valuing the wrong things, right? So our emotional barometer is in quincunx right now because what we're valuing possibly isn't the highest level of vibration. So for some of you, that could be monetary gain. Moreover, love, or how you value others. So some of you are going to experience a quincunx in this area to get you to broaden your perspective on your desires, what you value. It's going to put what you value in question, and that's important because we need to have sometimes quincunxes to come in and ask us some serious questions, and that is what we're going to experience on that level. At least some of us will. Also today, at the very same moment, I like to take snapshots of energy when energy sources transfer into other energies. And so the moon, when it transfers into Taurus energy, the first house is going to be accentuated, and at that moment, the planetary alignment in general is going to be in Sagittarius. And at that moment, Saturn is in Sagittarius, and it's right snuggled up next to the ascendant. This is a general reading, right? This isn't what house it is in your particular natal chart, but this is just a general energetic reading. So at that moment, our ascendant, how we rise, how we outwardly appear, is being influenced by Sagittarian energy, right? So the way that we want to appear is friendly, outgoing, excited. We want to have a really broad perspective. We want to be easygoing, fun-loving. And it's snuggled up right next to Saturn energy. Saturn is working in Sagittarian energy for the next few years. And so those two are at the same degree, right? So I find it interesting that they're at the same degree, and they're both quincunxing this moon today. So at the moment that the moon goes into Taurus energy, Saturn and your ascendant are both going to be quincunxing each other. It's a very interesting energy to talk about. So if I'm looking at this from an energetic level, which I love to do, one of the things I find super cool is that Sagittarian energy is really electric energy. It is very broad. It is very open. It's very new thought processes, right? Its ruler is Jupiter. So it's really out of the box thinking a lot. And it It allows us to open our, well, I guess it's not like Uranian energy where it's all futuristic and hard to understand. It is more contemplative on a higher level energy. So it's very mutable energy. And so some of us may want to please others and maybe shine over details because we're quincunxing the moon. So some of us may want to appear more confident than we really are. Maybe we want to appear more progressive than we really are. Or maybe we don't want to let people in and where we're at. And so we're giving off a different, we're being a little bit more collective in our mindsets, and we're just going with the flow more than we're standing out and we're shining authentically. And I think that that could be part of this quincunx today. Now, mind you, we're trying to assess, because our moon is in quincunx, we're trying to assess our value systems, right? And in this case, I think also our belief systems. So our belief systems are going to be in question. So with Mercury still in retrograde, I think we're still at that contemplated level where we're looking back. And we're taking a look at everything, and we're really trying to figure out what we value. What is our perspective on what we value? What is our perspective on what the hell just happened to us? Like, what? We don't even understand the direction, the forward way of thinking, because so much is changing. So one of the things I find really interesting is that, okay, so all this Sagittarian energy, this progressive energy, this broadening of your perspective, right? This general awakening of a new belief system is squaring off with Mars energy, and it's squaring off with Venus energy. So we are at an awakening point. We are, but processing it is very different. We have to let go of old belief systems, old values, old limiting behaviors, and we have to open ourselves up to, I think, at some point, some criticism. Maybe somebody is going to come along that's super significant for us and is going to talk to us about how we can possibly change and manifest in a different way. Now, some of the unconscious blocks that we have today is, I think we're used to getting, some of us are used to getting what we want by telling people what they desire to hear and appearing like we're a different type of person than we are. And I think that's a limiting belief system, because people are starting to see through people's BS, because with Neptune and Pisces in retrograde, I mean, I don't think we can get away with that quite so much anymore. And yes, and that's also a South Node wiring belief system. And we're now moving out of that Aries belief system. And we're moving into progressive forward thinking and analytical thinking and broadening our perspectives. So I think for some of us, we want to stay stuck on an unconscious level. I'm almost certain of it. So some of us know that there's a journey that we have to move forward with, and we have to get out of this limiting belief system. But I think for some of us, it's super hard. Now, I see beautiful energy moving forward. But I think for some of us, we've got to stop looking back at the coulda, shoulda, woulda beens, right? And that's really hard when we have all this Mercury energy kind of forcing us to do that. There is something special that we have to give and that we desire. And some of this could be in past relationships with past relationships, or you feel like, you had past connections there was a past time where you really shined and everybody valued you on the level that you desire, right? But that is all changing, guys. it's easy to look back and think, wow, when I was this age or when I was this person, I really was on fire and I really knew what I wanted. And I you know, and I never had to question my belief systems because I was just so on. And we are in a state of metamorphosis in just about every level. Love. We're critically analyzing all of our routines, our health, and our mental well-being. We're dealing with some of our coping methods. We're dealing with some childhood issues right now. So I don't think we truly know at this point what to truly invest and put our energy into and truly what we value at this point. Because as you know that if you value monetary gain, right, monetary gain is fleeting. What most of us are starting to understand is what we value is peace and balance and people who bring that into our lives and partners that support our mental well-being moving forward and don't get caught up in our old limiting belief systems. And so for some of us, we are really moving forward with this. I think what can be difficult sometimes is dealing with the light and the dark energy in today. So today has a lot of dark energy or low vibration of energy. And that is, see, whenever we try to find balance, we have to see the bad and we have to see the ultimate good and we have to meet in the middle of that. So it's easy to swing one pendulum the other way or one pendulum the other way, the other direction. But meeting in the middle of that is the difficult part. And I think that's what this whole entire Libran experience is all about right now, is taking a look at all of this and really asking us to evaluate that. And so I think there are times when we want to look back and we want to look at when times were rosier and we want to hold on to old belief systems. But, you know, it's just not working for us. So I think the majority of us today are going to experience all these quincunxes and squares. And I think if you want to fall back on your old belief systems or your South Node-Aries wiring, you're going to get caught up in all this opposition and quincunx energy. And you're not going to really start to turn all of this energy in the other directions. I see a lot of energy in the challenged position, right? It's all in the lower vibration of energy. And because the Sagittarius energy, right, is all in zero. It's all at the point of the beginning. When you have a zero, it is the beginning, right? And the funny thing is, you want to hear something really, really cool, is the first house is in Sagittarius. It's 0 degrees. Saturn is in Sagittarius at 0 degrees. And the main card, our present card, right? I pulled it up. I don't know if you can see this. So if you pull it up, this is what I pulled up today for our present situation. And that is the Fool card, 0 degrees in the challenge position. So it's in quincunx. And so I just thought, I love this stuff. Like I can do this all night because I really love it when energy speaks to me and I see beautiful energy coming, but I think there's a lot, I think heart-based issues are really going to be something that we find a lot of contemplation with. We're dealing with some major heart-based stuff, guys, and that's a lot on our plate. And that's a lot of limiting belief systems, and we have to deal with all of that. Before I think we can fully start to understand how we value ourselves or who we value or what we value or who we want to build our foundation with and have a strong earth-based foundation, a strong, emotional, stable environment. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow.